Hello my internet friends, John Gibson here with I Need Examples. Today I will show you examples of the Excel time function. The time function returns a decimal number for a particular time. If the cell is a general format before the time function is used, then the results will be returned as a time value. The format will be changed to a custom format for time showing hours and minutes. If the format is changed to general, then the time value will be shown as a decimal representing the time between 0 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds to 23 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds, as shown on a 24-hour clock. The time function has three arguments: hour, minute, and second. In the first example, I will cover the basics of the time function. In columns A, B, and C, we have our hour, minute, and seconds. In column D, we will display our time in a standard format, such as 5 hours, 45 minutes, 55 seconds. In column E, we will display the time as a decimal, and in columns F, G, and H, I will show you how to take a decimal and convert it to hours, minutes, and seconds. Let's start with column D. In cell D2, the formula will be equals time, open parentheses, A2 for the hour, B2 for the minutes, and C2 for the seconds. There, since I have pre-formatted this column for time, we are shown the full time as hours, minutes, and seconds. Excel will assume that the hour entered will be using a 24-hour clock value, so when we use 0 as the hour, it knows it will be 12 a.m. as shown in row 2. A value of 12 will put the time at 12 p.m., like row 3. Any value greater or equal to 0 and less than 12 will be in the AM, such as in row 4. Now, when we have a value that is greater than 24, like we have in row 5, Excel will subtract 24 hours from that value until it finds a value less than 24 and give us the remainder as our hour. So our 27-hour value in row 5 will equal 3 a.m. That's 27 minus 24 equals 3. The same rule applies for minutes and seconds, but with an extra rule. In row 6, we have 75 minutes, so subtracting 60 minutes from 75 will give us 15, but we have that extra 60 minutes we need to account for. That will be moved into the hour column. So in row 6, our hour is 0, minute is 75, and seconds are 0. Our time would be 0 seconds, 15 minutes, that's 75 minus 60, and 1 hour, giving us 1 hour, 15 minutes, 0 seconds, AM. The same is true in row 7. The hour is 0, our minutes are 0, but our seconds are 75. Subtracting 60 from 75 will give us 15 seconds. The 60 is moved over to the minute, giving us 1 minute. And since there is nothing to move over from the minutes, we still have 0 as our time. So our time is 12 hours, 1 minute, 15 seconds, AM. Although we are allowed to go over 24 hours, we cannot have a value less than 0 in any of the fields. Our example in row 8 shows that a negative value will result in a num error. On the other side, we cannot have a value in hour, minute, or seconds greater than 32,767. This is the limit that Excel has put on this function. Next, we will cover the time as a decimal. We have formatted column E as a decimal value. In cell E2, our formula will be equals time, open parentheses, A2, comma, B2, comma, C2, close parentheses. As you can see, in column E, the time is represented as a decimal value of a 24-hour clock. A value can range from 0 to 0.999888426, representing times from 12 a.m. to 11:59:59 p.m. To better understand how time works as a decimal, let's break it down using columns F through G. Since we know that the value in rows 8 and 9 are errors, we will ignore these during this example. First, we need to get the hour. In cell F2, the formula will be equals 24 times E2. Reviewing the results in F2 through F7, we see that we have an hour, the value before the decimal point, that corresponds with the hour in column D. In rows 2 and row 7, since the hour is 12 a.m., the value before the decimal in F will be 0. The value after the decimal represents the minutes and seconds. So now that we have defined our hour, next we need to get our minutes. So in G2, we will enter our formula equals open parentheses F2 minus trunc open parentheses, F2, close parentheses, close parentheses. This will remove any value before the decimal, leaving us with just the decimal value. And we multiply this times 60, because 60 is how many minutes there are in an hour. Now we were left with a number that has a decimal. The number before the decimal point represents our minutes, so in column G, our minutes will match the minutes in column D. All that is left now is for our seconds. Again, we only want to use the decimal value we have in column G. In H2, our formula will be equals open parentheses G2 minus trunc, open parentheses, G2, close parentheses, times 60. Again, there are 60 seconds in a minute. There, now we have our seconds, which are represented by the number before the decimal. This number will correspond to the seconds value in column D. In my practical example, I want to make a daily planner where my day is broken up into 30-minute increments. My columns are day, start time, end time, which will be 30 minutes after our start time, and our project. I have set up a parameter range A1 through B3. This will help me create or make changes on the fly when needed. So in cell A6, let's put our day value referencing our parameter day equals $B, $1. Now let's add our start time equals $B, $2. Now we will add our start time to the minute increment to give us our end time equals B6. This is our start time. Now we want to add our 30-minute increments to that start time, plus time, open parentheses, 0 for hour, comma, $B, $3 for our minutes, comma, 0, close parentheses. There, now we have our initial setup. To complete the full day, we will create a new formula in cell B7 to have our new start date time of 8:30. There are two ways to do this. Either reference the previous end time or add the previous start time to the minute increment. Either one will work. I will use the previous end time value. So in cell B7, our reference will be equals C6. Now let's duplicate our end time in C7. As you can see, our new end time for C7 is 9 a.m. Let's copy the formulas in row 7 down to row 23. There, now we have our daily planner times filled out from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in 30-minute increments. If we need to make changes to our start time or minute increment, we can easily do this by using the parameters we have in place. Go to B2 and change our start time to 7:30. Now our daily schedule has changed to 7:30 to 4:30 p.m. We could also change the minute increment. Let's do 45 minutes instead of 30. So in B3, let's put in 45. There, now we are on a 45-minute schedule instead of a 30-minute schedule. If you want to do 1-hour increments, instead of changing your formula, you could simply put in 60 in B3, which is equal to 1 hour. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Comment below if you would like to see examples on a specific topic. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.